Judiciary and Homeland Security. Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Knizek, Commissioner Kinlock,
Morning, present.
Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Scott. Chair Clark Coleman.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none.
C, approval of the November 29th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Okay, go ahead.
Item 1, under new business, forwarding a report on the results of investigations by the prosecutor's office in fiscal years 2020 through 2021 and 2021-2022 of rape kits discovered in a Detroit Police Department warehouse in 2009.
Tony not here yet? Normally, if he's not going to be here. Normally lets us know if he's not going to be here.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Yes, move that we receive and file.
Okay, do I have a support?
Support.
It's been properly moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Basham, that we receive and file item number 1. Thank you. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion carries. Next item.
Item 2, forwarding the November 2022 report on Sheriff's Office overtime costs.
Oh, we got somebody in person here today.
Good morning, Sumaya Harb, Director of Administration at the Sheriff's Office. I just want to say it's so great to see everybody in person. The sheriff does send his best and his best wishes to everyone for a happy and very safe holiday season. Through the chair, this is my monthly report on overtime. This report is as of October 20th, 2022. We still have vacancies in place to the tune of 362 vacant police officers and 40 civilian positions that are vacant in fiscal year 2023. So far in 2023, we have hired 15 police officers. We lost 11. And I just told Commissioner Basham and Joe that another officer just retired. Well, put in for his retirement. So it's constantly happening. There's certain things that we have no control over for the overtime to go up there, to be high. One of which is the number of officers and civilians that are on FMLA. As of for fiscal year 2023, we have 66 people so far on FMLA just for this fiscal year from October 1st till November 22nd when I sent this, or 21st when I sent this report. The other thing that we have no control over is the number of positive officers and civilians who are testing positive. For the current fiscal year, we only have 10 police officers who tested positive. However, in total, we have 633 staff members who have tested positive to COVID-19.
Wow. Do something about it, and I don't know what, but we need to do something about it.
I think Commission has done great. Was it last month that you guys met to talk about what to offer for personnel, fringes, and how to retain employees? That I took that message to the sheriff, and he was extremely happy and ecstatic for the next meeting. So if you need us to be there, we'll also be there to support everything that you guys talk about, along with the administration.
The task force. Yeah, I hope something comes of it.
Absolutely. Well,
Because not only is the sheriff department missing a bunch of employees. You know, most of the other departments are, and there should be some way that we are able to be competitive. This is just, and as long as we don't do anything, they're gonna, and the other agencies are, then we're going to continue to lose to the other agencies. So we just really need to do something about this. So I thank you for the report. Let's see. And that is that one, did you speak on one, 2 and 3?
No, just 2. I didn't go over 3 sheet.
Why don't you go ahead and
Okay.
speak?
For number 3, this is a report on how to reduce overtime, at least our plan to reduce overtime. We have done quite a few things. We do contract with Indeed.com so they can recruit police officers. We do have a new director of communication right now, and he has a plan to contract with radio stations to advertise about the recruitment for the police officers. We go to recruitment events. We did a few things that I talked about last time that made our processes a little bit easier. One of which is that we reduced the application from 10 pages to 2 pages only. We also have a QR code so the applicant can track where they're at in the process. We took away a personality test that was failing about 30% of the applicants, so we took that away. We're trying our best to make sure that we are recruiting the right people, and as much as we recruit, that will impact the overtime that's being spent at the jails.
Can I get a motion to receive and file on item number 2 and 3?
Madam Chair, move to receive and file items number 2 and 3.
Can I get a support? Did I hear support?
Madam Chair, under discussion.
Yes.
But also to, all of the departments, I really appreciate when we ask questions at these committee meetings, how you all, yourself and all of the departments, they promptly respond in emails. And I appreciate the fact that you take seriously the questions that come out of these committees. I mean, you even dig deeper. You know how some people say, I don't have the answer now, I'll get back with you, and then they give you a little one sentence reply. You all give broad explanations that go beyond what we've asked for. So I really appreciate that, and please communicate that to your team. And that's the way with all of the departments. They've since I've been here, been responding promptly. Yep.
Thank you, Commissioner. Knowledge is power. So the more I give you, the better you can understand and you can help us move forward these contracts. So
I appreciate you.
thank you.
Okay, so Commissioner Kinlock moved it and Commissioner Scott supported it. So all those in favor of receiving and filing the items number 2 and 3, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of a 3-year revenue generating contract with 1 2-year option to renew with J&T Towing.
Through the chair, Sumaya Harp again. We
Sure.
are requesting your approval to contract with J&T Towing. We did send out a request for proposal for the towing services. 4 vendors responded, and we entered into contracts with 2 of the top scoring vendors, Martin's Towing, which was approved a couple of weeks ago, and last week by full board, and then J&T Towing. We've always had 2 vendors that provide the towing services. Last time when we sent out the request for proposal, only 1 vendor had a dealer license. That's why we went with 1. But because now we found that there's 2 vendors that have the dealer license, and that's what we need. We are contracting with 2 vendors.
That's got a what kind of license?
They call it dealer license, so they can do the dealer, so they can do the auctions. And with me on Zoom is Director Ali Berry. So if there's any questions about the operation and how do we oversee the towing company's contracts, he can answer them.
Oh, okay, so, can I have a motion on item number 4, and then we'll call for questions? Been properly moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there questions on the motion?
This is one of those contracts that gave us detailed information on that process when we asked a couple of meetings ago.
Any other questions or concerns on this motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of an addendum to a master terms and conditions contract with Motorola Solutions.
Through the chair, Sumaya Harb again. We are requesting your approval for a My Deal contract with Motorola. Using My Deal is a great way to take advantage of the state reduced prices. Our existing radios are at the end of their life. They've been for a few years now. We can't find parts to replace them or to fix the radios. We are purchasing 731 two-way radios. The cost does include 5 years of essential services, which covers repairs for manufacturing defects and normal wear and tear, software technical support, as well as hardware technical support. I do have a representative from Motorola with me. Her name is Blake. If there's any questions about the operation, how do we do this? She can answer them. She can better answer them than I do.
So all of this comes out of the sheriff's budget, right?
Well, no, we worked with the administration to identify funding source for this project, and we had to wait until year end to see what the fund balance is in capital projects, and they gave us that money to be used for this project. The sheriff's office does not have $4 million sitting aside to pay for this project.
So where did you say the money's coming from?
It's a fund balance from the capital project fund.
Capital improvement?
Capital improvement, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Here.
Right, well, it's certainly needed. I'm sure we need to keep our radios upgraded. So are there any questions on this item?
Yes, Madam Chair. Was there a previous Motorola contract or some sort of communication contract from the Sheriff's Office that we approved within the past couple of months?
Yes, sir. There was for the dispatch at the CJC, yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, move approval.
A second?
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Basham. Are there questions on the motion? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes, the motion passes. Next item, the addenda.
Moving to item 6 on the addenda, requesting commission approval of a law enforcement agency de-escalation grant award with the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services.
Through the chair, Sumaya Harb again. This is a grant that we were awarded, $250,000. This grant is from the Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services. The main focus of this grant is to provide funds to develop the capacity of law enforcement to implement community policing strategies and to build knowledge about effective practices and to support creative approaches to preventing crime and promoting safe communities. This grant, we're using it so we can train police officers, new police officers and existing police officers. We're also purchasing equipment with this grant funds so we can further the purpose of the grant.
On item number 6, can I get a motion on it?
So move, Madam Chair. Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Basham. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham, Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Michigan Department of Attorney General.
This is for the Wayne County Sexual Assault Kit Task Force. And then this is a grant, am I correct? This MOU. Okay, we still don't have Tony here.
Hey, it says something about not to augment it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It doesn't say is this, the $56,000 is to augment. Would that mean that it's money that we have to enjoin with whatever
Yeah.
grant that's associated with it? It says augment.
Can you please speak on this?
Joe Slazak, Commission Staff, Commission Policy Analyst. What this is this pays for $50,000 for one clerical employee to help with the Sexual Assault Kit Task Force, and it also $6,000 for various supplies. As part of this, and this is, I believe, the second one we've had of these, or maybe more, the Department of Attorney General is providing a Special Assistant Attorney General that will help the task force prosecute. That basically is a prosecutor. The Department of Attorney General is paying that. I believe it's about $115,000. I believe it is that the Department of Attorney General is paying for, but that prosecutor will work under the direction of the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. Excuse me, Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. The $56,000 is the $50,000 for to pay for the clerical employee plus the $6,000 for supplies. So the county is essentially receiving $56,000 plus the services of an employee from the Department of Attorney General.
Which they're paying for.
The Department of Attorney General is paying about $115,000 for that employee. Yes, but that employee will report to Ms. Worthy.
And that's the prosecutor, right?
It is, yes.
So move, Madam Chair.
Support.
And properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Kinlock. Are there any questions on this motion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kenizik, Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes. The motion carries. Next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I've not been informed of any.
Public comments.
Is there anyone, okay, would you unmute the lines?
The lines are unmuted.
Is there anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to make a comment before this committee at this time? Is there anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to make a comment before this committee at this time? Last call. Is there anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to comment before this committee at this time? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, do you have any emails?
There are no emails.
Okay, moving right along, next item.
Adjournment.
Move.
Support.
Been properly moved by Commissioner Scott. Who supported it? Supported by Commissioner Kinlock. This meeting is all in favor. Please indicate by saying aye.